Is there other stuff that you just have not shown?
Yeah, well, everything couldn't make the. Was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot. You had to pick and choose things. Like even in an area where he chooses to date people who he knows previously dated someone. He has a baby by a woman that was dating Tupac.
Rappers, if there was any beefs, they would have like diss tracks.
Yeah.
It would be the diss tracks. Now it's just like a docuseries.
This one, the timing was. I knew what it was going to turn into.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're gonna make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're gonna name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you.
Until the FBI told them, yo, we think that's for you. So, if you're getting paid to do a job, he was already doing his job. So that's why I think he did it.
So I want to backtrack, my man, because you made a comment and you said something that you never said on my platform before. You did say on my platform before that you believe Puffy, he was the target, but you never said.
If there are recordings out there involving underage individuals, whether they are celebrities or not, the situation could become extremely serious. Prosecutors would likely have a strong interest in obtaining any such material and could pursue the appropriate legal channels to secure it. 50 Cent's documentary didn't simply bring attention back to Diddy. It also shifted scrutiny toward people within his wider circle. After the documentary reportedly climbed the Netflix charts, public interest intensified, yet one familiar name became noticeably quiet: Snoop Dogg. Known for being outspoken and active online, his silence has drawn attention. During a major controversy, does staying silent offer protection, or does it simply raise more questions?
Puffy's sons and my sons have been best friends since they were 6, 7 years old. I didn't make it happen and Puffy didn't make it happen. One night I was at my house and Puffy's son was over about like 9 o'clock and I'm like, cuz, what time you going home? And he like, I'm spending the night. I'm like, did you tell your dad? He like, nah, my mom dropped me off. So Kim, rest in peace, was connecting my kids with Puff kids, and they formed a friendship and a bond. When Justin went to UCLA, my son went to UCLA. When Christian was rapping, my son was rapping. When he was modeling, they was flying over the world together. So they forged a friendship and a brotherhood that me and Puff always.
What you guys think? But let's go through, I want to go through this list. So, all right, we have a lot of names on this list. And I want to go through the transcription because I'll play a little bit of this video. It's just kind of annoying. It's playing a lot of music. Who put this song on? Drake. Oprah. Oprah's on every list, guys. And honestly, that's one I believe. Why is she on every list? J-Lo. Always bringing back J-Lo. And with A-Rod. Will Smith. Alicia Keys. All right, they mixed it so it sounds more depressing, and it's not. It's a very annoying edit. Andy Curtis, shame on you. Calling out all the names who are involved and turned his back on him. This list is insane. Look, he knew a lot of famous people. He did. That is a truth. Not all of them are implicit in what he did. But here is the list. Here's the list. Without further ado, I will show you the list. Drake, Oprah, J-Lo, A-Rod, Will Smith, Alicia Keys, Justin Bieber, Kevin Hart, Mark Wahlberg, Snoop, another one, himself, DJ Khaled. We could just play this the whole time.
Another one.
We got Swiss Beats.
Another one.
Kelly Rowland.
Another one.
Chris Brown.
Another one.
Maluma. I won't keep putting it. Just funny because DJ Khaled was also on the last lawsuit from Lil Rod, claiming he went to the bedroom with male workers. Allegedly, so says Lil Rod. Maluma, Issa Rae, Ciara, Janelle Monáe, Lizzo, Meg Thee Stallion, J Balvin, Naomi Campbell, Jessica Alba, Peter Wilson, Gabriel Union, Usher. Usher's still friendly with him. All those parties he went to. Demi Lovato, Tracy Ellis Ross, Soiree, Julianne Hough, Diplo, Lil Uzi Vert, D Nice. Oh, it's our own D Nice. Hey, D Nice. Burna Boy. D Nice, you didn't tell me you were at a Diddy party. Paris Globel, Nicole Scherzinger from Pussycat Dolls, Cara Delevingne, Winnie Harlow, French Montana, also listed in a lot of the stuff, and many more. Jay-Z, Machine Gun Kelly, Tiana Taylor, Travis Scott were also pictured at the hip-hop mogul's birthday per snaps, which we can look at. But look, it's interesting because there's definitely, obvious names on this list. There's also a few like Tracy Ellis Ross and Jessica Campbell and Janelle Monáe and Issa Rae are more like, Hollywood liberal type people. He's got a lot. It's just a very big list of folks. Do I believe everybody on this list was involved in something debaucherous? No, I don't. When you look at the footage of the party, like he does this a lot where he has like these fancy ones that he takes photos of for everyone to see. So and what the vibe I get is he throws these big parties. He's known for the parties, that's clear. And I believe he was throwing really big celebrity parties that were, look great, look like, super weddings. When you show up to a party, you got amazing decor and drinks and things. No doubt. I believe he was doing these events too. Like he clearly threw.
Snoop Dogg has publicly described his long-standing closeness to Diddy, emphasizing that their bond went beyond music into family life. Their children grew up together, attended the same schools, and shared overlapping careers, forming a network that mirrored their parents' relationship. Such proximity reframes the narrative because proximity creates shared consequences. When scandals strike inner circles, neutrality becomes impossible. The takeaway is unsettling. Closeness doesn't just create loyalty, it creates vulnerability.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are. I call them the facilitators of foul play, willing participants in vile conduct. As we identify them, each will be part of this case as defendants. These defendants will not only include individuals, but would also include corporate entities who ultimately profited off of this culture and behavior. I'm looking at banks, pharmaceutical companies, hotels. We know that many of these individuals were paid cash. We know that many of these individuals involved, whether they were the ones being assaulted and abused or they're witnessing, anyone who was in the room and watched it happen but made no effort to stop it, any venue or venue owner who was aware of what was going on but failed to stop it, any individual or entity who knew about the conduct and benefited from it but did nothing to report it or stop it, and any individual or entity who covered it up or helped cover it up. These people who know who they are should just come forward now. I would imagine, as we speak here, there are a myriad of people who are very nervous. You can't hide skeletons in the closet forever. I would expect there are many people out there right now who are desperately searching their memories as they delete their texts and data. Now, although these are, in fact, individual cases, there is a common theme.
He goes in, there's a lot more, the theme being that he would bring them in with drinks, lace those drinks. If you didn't drink said drinks, you were kicked out of the party. Once they took the drink and sort of passed out, they had their way with these people. And that's the theme that was happening ongoing. But so, Christopher, I want to get your reactions, but I was taken by that part where he's really calling it out there and putting.
Older interviews have started circulating again, especially moments where Diddy made cryptic comments on television and Snoop appeared to respond in ways viewers now analyze differently. These clips should not be treated as proof of anything, but they demonstrate how quickly public perception can change when suspicion enters the discussion. Expressions, reactions, and body language that once seemed insignificant can suddenly receive intense scrutiny. Once doubt becomes part of a story, people often revisit the past through an entirely different lens. In these situations, reputation can strongly influence how audiences interpret old footage.
Bro, y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us.
All on the record, dancing, coming down front. But I was like, damn, we on the same record label. I know these people are really thinking like we are like the West Coast. We got beef with the people we got beef with, but we could go anywhere in the country because we are America's most.
Until the FBI told them, yo, we think that's for you. So, if you're getting paid to do a job, he was already doing his job. So that's why I think he did it.
So I want to backtrack, my man, because you made a comment and you said something that you never said on my platform before. You did say on my platform before that you believe Puffy, he was the target, but you never said that the police told Puffy that he was the target. Elaborate on that.
The FBI told him that. Phil Carson said that in the dossier. He said, I went to Sean Combs. He was reluctant to speak to me. But when I told him that we believe the hit was for you, he said that's when Puff gave him his attention. The FBI, Phil Carson.
Wow.
He investigated the case. He was the one that said that the LAPD definitely, those rogue cops, had something to do with the murder of Biggie Smalls. They did the murder and planned the murder of Biggie Smalls. They were seen at the Peterson Museum. They were seen picking up bullets at a crime scene, picking up shell casings. This is the FBI agent saying this. So now, he told Puff that he believed it was for him.
So a few days ago, man, I seen a news clip that was from the LA local news, man, and they showed this on March 9th, which was the anniversary of Biggie's murder. And they said that Amir Muhammad lives in Atlanta now and he does real estate. Do you think Amir Muhammad will ever come out and speak?
Why would he? Why should he? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? Yeah, I killed him. oh, yeah, I had something to do with it. He's gonna stay far away from it as he can. Murder don't go away. You understand what I'm saying? The statute of murder is always there. They'll come get you 30, 40 years from now. If he's still around when the statute at those cases being sealed is up, then he gonna have to talk or say something. But those cases, that case was sealed. Until they say that the case is closed or solved, that information stays sealed. But that information is what we need to get the killers in jail. They sealed the evidence that we need to put the killers behind bars. Because you know why, and that's what, if you've seen that program like you said, he said that it would have cost LA $400 to $600 million for their officers being rogue and killing the notorious Big.
Do you think Biggie and Puffy had a good relationship before Biggie got killed?
Statements from Suge Knight about the night Tupac was shot have also resurfaced, bringing old tensions back into the spotlight. He has made claims involving Snoop's actions, reactions, and alleged behavior during important moments surrounding that period. Those claims remain disputed and should not be treated as established facts, but their continued circulation shows how many unresolved questions remain from hip-hop's past. When important figures provide conflicting versions of the same history, certainty becomes difficult to establish. The bigger lesson is that unresolved controversies can remain dormant for years before a new event brings them back into public discussion.
You heard about this that's being shopped around, a Diddy and another male? They say the other male is an A-list celebrity.
I would wonder if he's white or black. And if I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, there's only one that I could come up with. And there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black that are black actors or black in the business that's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy, that's black? That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you know, you got to realize he ran with that black, that Rat Pack. And I don't even say their names because they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner? What's the other guy? Leonardo? Yeah, his name. Man, I don't keep up with these cats. But I heard that that's not only the tape that's being shopped. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him. And him doing some things with some other people. So it's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing. And I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they're really true. Because if they got if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be real crazy. And they're gonna have to bring that to forefront because the prosecutor's gonna want those tapes. And they're gonna do whatever they have to do legally to get those tapes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So we just better hope for his sake, that's just a bunch of bull crap. But then there's lawyers out there saying, yeah, the tape does exist. Lawyers got on television to say the tapes exist. I don't really know or trust that because they was trying to say he had a tape with one of the bodyguards and this lady that came out. So we don't know what to think until we actually see that and we get that version. You remember we had that bootleg version of R. Kelly tape?
Yeah, I remember that.
They don't even bootleg. Yo, they don't even bootleg no more, man. So it's gonna be hard to figure it out if it does exist.
Do you believe the guy in the tape is white?
If he's bigger than Diddy and he's not none of the names that I said, probably so.
An attorney representing alleged victims publicly acknowledged that explicit recordings involving Diddy and another unnamed, high-profile person allegedly exist. No identity was revealed, but the acknowledgement alone added a serious legal dimension to an already volatile story. The conversation consequently moved beyond simple online speculation and toward questions involving evidence, legal procedures, and potential investigations. At the same time, limited information creates room for rumors to spread. Whenever important details remain confidential, speculation often rushes in to fill the gaps.
Art of dialogue. We spoke about that on your show. I said if they really wanted him, all they had to do was review those civil lawsuits. And once they find the criminal activity in those, they could bring him in. Now, did the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Miami do it? No, they didn't. Did California do it? No, they did not. The Southern District of New York, they took it upon themselves and put on that raid and everything based on the information they found in Cassie lawsuit and the information they found in Little Rod lawsuit. But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Cause you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say, because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak-offs, they're going to pursue.
Listen here. The mayor here take like 15 spoons of sugar in his coffee. So it's all a possibility.
Do you think there's any celebrities on them tapes?
Bro, he gave celebrity parties. So what you think? I think they're not telling the whole truth, is that because of the situation in Miami and the situation in California, and they close the clubs like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or something like that, that Justin and Christian was bringing big vans of girls and people back to the mansion and giving parties and stuff like that. And a lot of those stuff were their parties.
Former insiders such as Gene Deal have argued that documentaries can sometimes present a carefully limited version of events by leaving out names or details that could complicate the narrative. He has suggested that certain people repeatedly appear in discussions but may not make the final edit. Whether that happens because of legal caution, editorial decisions, or other considerations, selective storytelling can raise legitimate questions about how much of a story audiences are actually seeing. If information is filtered for protection or commercial reasons, viewers may end up with pieces of the truth rather than the complete picture. Delayed information may eventually emerge, but the longer it remains buried, the harder it can become to understand the full context.
A lot of that shit was their parties. They wasn't always Puff parties. It was his son's parties.
Good point. They said some of these freaks will last for days.
That's where they're gonna get him on the trafficking thing. Especially like if he was traveling and doing it. That's where the trafficking come at. That you hiring workers to come and have with your girl, that's crazy. That's some Hollywood that I don't even know, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But they also claiming that, Diddy, he'll give ecstasy to his victims to keep them obedient.
Then they have to bring those witnesses in there. That's gonna be something hard to prove. Unless Lil Rob or Lil Cassie state that was something that happened. That's how the prosecutor's gonna prove that. They got a ton of evidence that they gotta try to prove, bro. A lot of that that if you read it, it could be circumstantial, you know what I'm saying? But they gotta have witness to back it up. You just can't say that happened based on somebody's lawsuit and what the words that they're saying. They have to have witnesses in there. And I think Puff lawyers is gonna be smart enough to attack that.
Right. And they claiming that Diddy, he was blackmailing his victims because he had videos from old and he was using those videos to get his victims to do another freak off. So
if he was blackmailing people, especially people that work for him, see, this is what it's gonna get him at. See, people think that, those people work for him, or those people if they was artists and they worked for them, or they were engineers, or they anybody that worked for them and stuff like that, your boss cannot blackmail you to do nothing. If you do a sex act or you doing anything, your boss, if he have you doing those things like that, then he could be liable for suit. Because you're not doing it willingly. Because that individual is your boss. So psychologically, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say, that when somebody has something over you, could determine your job, your career, your livelihood. That's somewhat of a blackmail if they holding stuff that they've done, that you've done in the past, over your head to make you continually doing that stuff. Now, that's where he loses at. Because some of those people worked for him, or he was a part of doing something. They was part of doing something for their career with him. That's why he loses that case.
Survivors and commentators have also raised concerns about what they view as selective accountability within celebrity culture. Their argument is that fame and popularity can sometimes influence who receives scrutiny and who remains protected from it. That criticism goes beyond individual celebrities and challenges audiences to consider whether admiration can sometimes override serious questions. Allegations still require credible evidence before they can be treated as fact, but recurring patterns can warrant careful examination. Ultimately, the difficult question remains: does justice receive the same attention when fame and influence are involved, or do some people face scrutiny while others escape it?